Anyways, so we got the ex-police chief officer, the ex-chief police officer. This guy said, yo, the TTC is being run down. He said people ain't safe on the TTC. People ain't safe to walk down the streets. Mark Saunders is here. Now, he used to be the Toronto police chief. And I think he was around when he was a homicide detective. So he was around the carding era, the TAV era. So TAV era was a little like a drug enforcement, little Toronto sub police thing, where all they did was guns and drugs. That's all they focused on. They did a lot of illegal things to get people like caught up. They would literally it was during a time where like if you just looked like if you look like the part, like you look like a nigga, you're automatically getting stopped. Like right now, the way I'm dressed right now, I got a scarf. You know what I mean? I got a toque. Like, you know what I mean? I look like chic homeless. You know what I mean? I look like either I'm going to work, coming from work, or going to get a haircut, coming. You know what I mean? Like I look like I'm running an errand or something. You know what I mean? I never look like I'm either, or I look bummy, but I don't look like a typical, because them tab niggas, even though they're not around anymore, them niggas used to just stop you out of nowhere, and then they'd say, hey, what do you got in there? Check your bags, check your pockets, everything. I remember we got stopped by a googly-eyed cop. I will never forget that. The cop had a googly eye, and he looked at me, and one eye was looking at my bag, and he said, hey, I want to see what's in there. And I said, hey, yo. And at the same time, I was walking around with a big ass like Selection no name brand 7-Up. It was like 7 Down. And then when the cops pull up, I was like,
what the fuck is that smell?
I mean, my bad. When the cops pulled up, I was like,
man, I fell down to my knees when the law came.
Because we just smoked a blunt. And this is when weed was illegal in Canada. So we just smoked a blunt. I'm pyro. Now the high's gone. I got roaches on me. I'm like, you know what, guys? I'm going to go to the bin for these roaches. This is high school days. I'm going to go to the bin for these roaches, man. It's all over, guys. I'm done, man. But I kept my cool because I'm with my niggas, you know? Okay, keep my cool. They go, yo, what's in? What are you sipping on? I'm like, this is just 7-Up. You know, when they said, yo, let me smell that, I went, man, I'm good. And then they smelt it. They started searching us. They found my roaches. They started laughing. They laughed. They're like, yo, check this out. This guy got roaches. I'm like, yo, sorry about that. They're like, yo, we don't care about the roaches. They gave me back the roaches. My niggas were shaking their head. They're like, Ebes, bro, this is why we tell you not to keep roaches on you, bro. I'm like, yo, my bad, man. They're like, yo, that's why you don't keep that dude too fucking roaches on you, bro. See what happens? And after that, I never kept no roaches on me like that. And then once we got legalized, did not give a fuck. But yeah, fucking so they pull up, they stop us. Googly-eyed guy stops us, checks the drink, checks everything. We're clean anyways. We just smoked, and then we're good to go. Cause I know rule number 1: never smoke with weed if weed's illegal, right? So you're already doing something illegal, and then possession, you're gonna get caught for possession. If you're gonna get caught for smoking, you're more likely gonna get away with it. You know what I mean? That's just a little tip for anybody that's gonna be smoking in illegal places. If you're just smoking, you're more likely to get away than if you have it on you, you're more likely to get effed. You know what I mean? So if you're just smoking it, they're gonna just take it, rip it up. Then you go, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And then they're gonna be like, all right, they catch you again and it's over. Anyways, so that happened. Then the next time, this literally happened within a month. My boy was walking around with a British accent. He's like, hello, mate. He's talking to everybody in a British accent. And it's like 10 o'clock at night. We're walking around. We're in freaking Moss Park now. We're walking around. The man's like, hello, mate. Talking British accent. We're just fucking with people. So we all had, 3 of us had shit on us. I had shit on me too. So where we come from copping some weed off someone. It all has to do with weed. Come around the corner. there's a feds just pull up in front of the building right where we were at. Pull up. So my boy was talking in a British accent when they pulled up. So right when they pull up, instead of stop talking in a British accent, he kept talking in a British accent. And it was hilarious. It was the funniest thing ever. The man just kept talking like, hello, like, cheerio. Like, he kept talking in a British accent, and he was doing it perfectly, right? And his excuse, they were like, what are you doing in Moss Park at night at this time? He goes, oh, they're just showing me the neighborhood. Like, he did some shit like that. He's just showing me what everything is. And then he's just talking like that. And it's like, ain't it, mate? Ain't it, bruv? And then my one nigga who had bear shit on him, he was shook. So he was shaking because the cops were like, hey, why is this nigga ain't talking? Because everyone else was talking, not in their head, like complying, right? The next, because we had shit on us. We didn't want to be suspect. One nigga was not saying anything. He just standing there stiff like, not saying nothing. And we're looking at him like, yo, bro, say something. And then my boy started talking in a British accent, right? To throw them off. And then he kept talking in a British accent. And then that's basically why he's like, oh, they're just showing me in the neighborhood. So, okay, well, you guys be safe. Nigga, we got the fuck out of there. Never went back there again. Bro. So anyways, that's just my little tap spiel. So now this nigga fucking, and Mark Saunders was around during that time where you were just getting stopped for no reason. And we were like 15, 16 at the time, you know what I mean? And this was the same time around the time where that cop got killed by the RIP to that cop. Rest in peace to that cop. Condolences to the family and everybody. But yeah, when that cop got murdered by, I think it was like, he tried to stop a guy in a forklift, a crazy guy in a forklift. The guy in a forklift ran him over. The guy died. It was around that time. So all the cops were heated and pissed. They were looking for, and they're taking their anger out on us, basically. They're looking for anybody, anything. If you look suspicious, didn't even matter if you were black, white, if you were black, it was even better, but it did not matter. Like literally, because we're talking about the police. Me and my boy are walking back home. This is around the same time period. Me and my nigga are walking back home, high school. Walking back home. We're walking through a parking lot. Two biker boys. Cops on bikes. They're riding their bikes right by us, right? Boom, they riding, right? Pause. And then they see us walking, and they stop right in front of us, just to F with us. And they stop in front of us. We look at each other and we go, you know what? We split ways like Moses and came back with each other and kept walking. Then they came back around us. And they're like, hey, where are you guys going? I was right by my building. I go, I live right there. We're going home. He goes, really? I'm like, we just came from high school. We just wrote a test. We want to go home, man. We want to go home, sir. They're like, aye, whatever. They see a white guy with a trench coat. They end up stopping him. They're looking for anybody, anything, any reason, bro. Anything. It was super annoying. A black cop told me. He told me when I got caught slipping for smoking weed in the high school. He told me, I know. Yes, I know, guys. Yes, I know.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yes, I know. I was smoking in a high school. I used to do it a lot. And no, it's not.
Cap.
No. It ain't no cap. Right? I'm going to tell y'all what happened, okay?
Lord Jesus.
I know. So, I pull up to the school. We're at the school. And my niggas telling me, yo, pull up to this class, to the atrium or whatever. Not the atrium, the auditorium, my bad. Pull up to the auditorium. And I'm like, you know what? Let me see Wagwan, you know? They're like, yo, the door's open. Oh, okay, bet. Pull up. Let me see Wagwan. Niggas like, knock on the door 4 times type shit. Knock on the door. I'm like, where the hell are we? We're in like the back of like where like the change rooms of like a gym are, right? We're like in the back. I'm not gonna say what school it is. I'm not gonna disgrace that school, you know? So we're in there. We're smoking. Now the whole time the hall monitors were following me because I don't go to that school and I'm already a nigga, so I'm walking through there. They're like, nigga alert. So I'm walking through there and I'm like, walking, and I can feel someone's following me, but I'm like, nah, really, nah, there's no way. There's just people in here. I've been in here. They've seen me before. That's what I'm thinking. But they're thinking, nah, we haven't seen this nigga before. And the whole time I'm thinking we're gonna go play basketball. Turns out we weren't playing basketball. We're rolling up a quick J inside, but it was good weather outside, so we could have smoked somewhere outside. But no, we had to smoke somewhere inside because weed was illegal at the time. But since weed was illegal at the time, I don't know why we're smoking inside when smoking outside would have been safer. Anyways, we're smoking inside. We hear footsteps. We're like, yo, I'm telling you, we hear footsteps. We're like,
Lord Jesus.
so then we already sparked the spliff. So then we hear outside,
What the fuck is that smell?
and we're like, oh shit, we're done. So then we hear, hey, come out. We're not coming out. F that. Like literally, I'm telling you, we hear, hey, come out. We're like, nope. They go, hey, come out. I'm like, nope. Then all we hear is this. Right? And I'm like, oh shit. Then we hear a little, right? And then we run into the washroom. And these guys are knocking on the washroom door, right? Hold on. These guys are knocking on the washroom door. We can still hear the whispering and everything. And now we're quiet, like, we're trying to be as quiet as we can, right? Quiet, like, right? We're like, you know what I mean? Like that type of shit. Quiet. We're quiet, right? Because we were just on, on alert, high alert. We all hide in the stall. Pause, right? And guess what happens? So we try to flush the spliff down the toilet. But the guy that we were with, he didn't want to flush it down the toilet. He just wanted to hide it on him. I had a spliff on me. I was thinking the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, what the fuck?
Dumb high school shit, right? If we just flushed it down the toilet, everything down the toilet, we had no evidence, we would have been fine. But guess what? There's something else that I didn't know that they had. Actually, I'm not going to say that piece of evidence, but let's just say they had something else that they weren't supposed to have instead of the effing instead of just the weed. We would have just gotten trouble for the weed, maybe a slap on the wrist, get the hell out of here, that type of shit. I wasn't even from that school, so I could have just ran, But instead, when we got caught slipping, it turns out that they had some shit that they weren't supposed to have, that the school been looking for from time. And in my head, I'm like, what's going on? So they the hall monitors come up to me, and they put us in separate rooms. The hall monitors come up to me. They go, hey, do you know about this? I'm like, no. I never knew until he said something. I'm like, what the hell? He's like, nope. That's why you're in the office right now. Did you know about this? Da 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 yada yada. I'm like, no. They didn't really care about the weed. They cared about that key piece of evidence. And I'm like, nah, B, right? I don't know shit about anything. Even if I don't even think they're capable of doing that shit. Literally, you know what I mean? And they bought it because I was being real, because I didn't know what the hell was going on. Then it turns out a cop comes in. He's like, did you know about this? I'm like, nah. He looked. He's like, all right, yo, I'm going to tell you one thing, because I believe you. Because you just came to this school, meeting up with your boys. You probably got involved in some shit you didn't want to get into. You seem like a good kid. I looked at your grades. I looked you up. Because the cops can just look up your grades, see what kind of student you are, and then they assess the situation on that. Because they called the cops. So the other two, they got the bullshit cops. I got the good cop, and I got a black cop. So I was like, yo, and I was like, I got a black cop. So I get the black cop, and he tells me, hey, yo, let me tell you something. He goes, yo, did you know that we just look for you guys? Verbatim, we look for you guys. We look for you guys to get in trouble. You black people to get in trouble. If you're going to smoke in your yard, smoke in a park, smoke in your backyard preferably. Smoke in a park, a private area. You're better off smoking there. We can't come in, we can't do nothing. You're better off smoking like that rather than smoking in these areas getting caught up, bro. If you're gonna smoke, go smoke somewhere chill where no one's gonna bother you. After that day, I went up to my mom and I said, yo, I'm balling up in the backyard. She goes, what? I'm like, yo, I'm smoking in the backyard. She's like, would you rather me go to jail or would you rather me smoke in the backyard and you know where I'm at? She's like, you know what? Touche.